Hi friends, today we are carving and printing block prints. Hello, my name is Sally and I am a mixed media artist from Australia. So I'm trying something new today. Well, I haven't done block printing since school, so it feels like I'm starting from scratch. This paint is the luminous red gouache from Holbein. I love a neon colour. I was watching one of my favourite artists' channel recently, Little Star Nerd, and she was doing some printing. I had these supplies sitting in my cupboard for about a year, wanting to do some printmaking, and watching her video inspired me to finally do it. One thing she did was to paint gouache backgrounds and print on top, so I experimented with that too. I always knew I wanted to make cards, and I had the idea to do a hand holding a flower after finishing up my sketchbook drawing 100 hands. I often get ideas for art as I'm making art, so I have little notes scribbled all throughout my sketchbooks and journals with new things to try. I'm using the Renoir Easy Carve printing block to carve my design into, and it was a pretty easy process. So I started with just the sketch onto the block, which was really easy to draw onto, and then I outlined in ballpoint pen the places where I wanted the lines to be. And just to make it easier for myself, I filled in with colour the areas that I needed to carve so there would be no confusion. The carving tool I'm using is by Speedball and comes with 4 different blade attachments, which are stored in the barrel of the handle for safety. I found it really easy to use. Some of the attachments were a little tricky to get into place, but I just needed to wiggle them in and screw that top part tight, and I had no problem. So it's just a matter of sort of jiggling it into place and then tightening it back up again. The carving took a while, but I really enjoyed the process. Please do not carve towards your hand or fingers as I'm doing here. These tools are sharp. So everything was going okay. Like, my print block looks sick. I'm so happy with it. I love all the texture. I managed to get all the fine details that I wanted. And then it was time to ink. Now I bought a set of 4 colours also from Speedball, and straight up I just squeezed too much ink out for my little block. And I also used my paint palette, which is slightly curved, and a surface that's completely flat would have worked much better. And as you can see, I just applied way too much ink the first time. It's just like, look, it's just such a mess. And I also didn't hold it down in place. So if you look closely, you can see it moving around. This was not a great first attempt, and obviously resulted in a blurry print. Disappointment. But you know what? It's not great, but it's my first attempt. So with the second one, I decided to place the paper onto the block, and there also wasn't as much ink on the block, so the result was much better. Held it down, made sure it was secure. So much better. So now I've got these cute little cards. Then I've got my little stamp with my web address. That'll go onto the back. And all the cards come with little envelopes. So I've got these little square coloured cards, and I did some different paint colorways. And then I've got the slightly larger rectangle cards as well. And they all come with a little envelope. So I've already started painting the next cards. I've got this pink and peachy kind of colorway, and then the blue. And I have also started carving the next print block. If you can see that. This little skull. I'm already a lot happier with the way this one's turning out. So hopefully, if I get the inking right on this one, these ones will turn out a bit better. But it is, yeah, it's a learning process. I'm going to keep making more. I've got more blocks. I also want to get some actual lino and experiment with that as well. My local art shop has just like chunks of random sizes of lino in the store, so I might pick up some when I'm there next and keep experimenting. And what I'll do with the ones that come out good, the ones I really like, I will pop them up in my shop, which is linked down below. Thanks so much again for watching. I'm having a lot of fun making these videos, and yeah, I'll see you next time.